We're here with National Park Service Ranger Aaron Larocca here at the Iwo Jima Marine War Memorial. Such an amazing statue. Aaron, thank you to tell us a little bit about this. What is the significance on Memorial Day of this specific memorial?
Most people don't realize that this is actually the western expanse of the National Mall, and this memorial that was dedicated in 1956 is actually the first war memorial that was dedicated on the National Mall, if you expand the National Mall on that access to Arlington Ridge, which is where we are today. This memorial was actually, or is dedicated to all the Marines who have given their lives, have made that ultimate sacrifice. There's no more poignant place to be than the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial on Memorial Day.
And we're just adjacent to Arlington National Cemetery, a very special memorial to come and visit if you are a Marine, particularly one whose family has paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Yes, I've been here on Memorial Day before when Marines have come and paid honor to their fallen Marines. And they've had emotional experiences. One gentleman asked if he could cross the barricade just to touch the memorial, and how could I say no to that request? So he did that. He walked up, he put his hand on the memorial, he stood there silently for a few minutes. When he turned around, he had tears in his eyes. We didn't exchange any words, he just walked away. But the opportunity to allow that person to have that connection through the memorial to other fallen Marines was very special.
Very powerful. Talk to me a little bit about the inscription on the memorial.
Yes, so as part of a recently completed rehabilitation project, we inscribed 2 new campaigns onto the base of the memorial. On the base of the memorial, you see that there's the campaigns that Marines have fought in since the beginning of the Marine Corps, which dates back to before our country was actually founded. As part of the rehabilitation project, we added Afghanistan and Iraq to the memorial. We worked very closely with the History Division of the Marine Corps to inform when the Park Service should add campaigns to the memorial. They asked us to add those too, but because Marines are still dying, they're open-ended campaigns. You notice that there is no close date on Afghanistan and Iraq. We'll work with the History Division of the Marine Corps to close out this campaign when no more Marines are losing their lives in those countries. People come here to have an experience at the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial to pay tribute to those people, those Marines who have made the ultimate sacrifice. And the flag flies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week here, full mast. But the grandeur of the Marines depicted in the flag raising, the scale is unlike anything on the National Mall.
Now, the 6 men here, who are they?
So we don't interpret these people as individuals. What we speak to is the effort that it took on Iwo Jima to get to this point. So what you don't see here is you don't see the armada that was supporting the flag raising. You don't see the airplanes that were buzzing overhead supporting the flag raising. It took 70,000 Marines to raise this flag, not 5.
And now the sculptor Felix de Welden actually ends up buried in Arlington?
He was a well-known sculptor at the time, but yes, he is buried in Arlington, as are some of the flag raisers.
All right, Aaron, we're at the front of the monument. Tell me about it.
So you can see that there's a famous quote here, "Uncommon valor was a common virtue," not just for the Marines that fought at Iwo Jima, but just like the rest of the memorial, this is dedicated to all Marines over the history of our country, even though the Marines dates back to before our country was founded. So this is reflective of all the Marines that have ever served and those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Normally this place has over 1 million visitors a year. About 1.5 million people come to the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial annually. Most of those people are on a patriotic pilgrimage to Washington, D.C. So you see a lot of tour buses that come to the U.S. Marine Corps War Memorial.
They come because they know it's an iconic monument. But for those that haven't visited, why do you believe it's iconic?
Oh, all you have to do is take 1 minute to look at this place, have the background of the National Mall, the backdrop of the National Mall with the flag that flies here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's why it's iconic. This photo that turned into the statue, the memorial, the monument is iconic in its own right, and it's a very the place to honor the commitment, the sacrifice of Marines that have made the ultimate sacrifice.
And Alicia, we've been seeing people all morning long, despite the cold and rain, come here. We saw Marines in uniform. We saw families. And just about 30 minutes ago, there was a gentleman, presumably a Marine, he looked fit enough to be one, was running circles around the monument carrying a Marine Corps flag. It's a special monument, particularly for a weekend like this.
And we thank Aaron Larocca for that wonderful tour and explanation of the history of the monument. It really hit me when he talked about the patriotic pilgrimage that many folks make to that monument. And when he spoke of that one man who wanted to just cross the barrier so he could touch it and have that physical connection, to fallen Marines. Won't forget that one. Griff.
Not indeed, and it's not just a connection to a lost family member, but really a connection to a commitment that they made to serve the nation and to ultimately give their life to defend the freedoms that make this nation so special and so unique. Alicia?
Absolutely. Thank you, Griff.